Today's question is about prenatal yoga and pain in your SI joints. Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa West, and welcome to Living Your Yoga. I have a very special edition for you today because I am speaking on behalf of one of my favorite people and teachers and colleagues today. Her name is Molly Crowley, and she is one of my open-hearted graduates from our continuing education course for teachers on the membership site. And Molly Crowley actually teaches yoga philosophy with me on the membership site. We've just finished launching the Introduction to the Bhagavad Gita series that is going so well, and she is just doing so amazingly, answering everybody's questions, responding to comments there, and we had so much fun putting that together. And on October we're going to be reading the series with our members, and the book, the poem with the members, and we're just so looking forward to that. But Molly is also an expert on prenatal yoga, and in fact, she's due to have her second child in less than 2 weeks. And so when I had a question on prenatal yoga come in, I answered it, but then I actually turned to her to ask her the question as well, because I just think, you know, when I have experts at my fingertips like this, I always like to ask them what their opinion is as well. So Siri had this question from the membership site, and I will share it with you right now. And by the way, Molly lives in Philadelphia. So if any of you live in Philadelphia, I'm going to put her website in the show notes, and make sure you check her out, because if you can study yoga with her in person, I highly recommend that. Okay, so here is Siri's question. She says, I purchased your prenatal yoga video, which you can, we'll link to in the show notes as well, and you can check that out. It's a great video. Some of my students and I put it together a number of years ago. Like, this is like ancient history now for me. Those days are well gone for me. And I just started yoga again this week after 4 months of being super exhausted and having morning sickness. But now when my energy level is high enough for practicing yoga, I'm experiencing pain in the back of my pelvis area in the SI joint. So this is where your pelvis connects your leg bones here. And it really hurts to walk. I'm guessing it is pelvic girdle pain, since I'm struggling with that, and the last time as well. I think that's the correct English term for it. Many Norwegians say that in other countries it is not a common diagnosis for pregnant women. That is the Norwegian or Scandinavian phenomenon. I love how we've got such a multicultural community here. If you know what I'm referring to, what would be your advice? Should I just leave out that part of the prenatal yoga video where you circle your leg and stretch your legs? And she says, wishing you all the best. So I gave her some advice, and then I handed this off to Molly. So this is Molly's advice, because you know what? She's living this right now, and I thought her advice was really good. I actually referred Siri on to my Yoga for the SI joint video to help her find some stability in her SI joints. And then this is Molly's advice. So she says, normally when my prenatal students speak of SI pain, movement is encouraged. There are, of course, lots of reasons for this type of pain, from position and size of your baby to the laxity of the soft tissue in your body as you prepare for birth. I personally have found cat-cow, pelvic circles, and poses like down dog on your forearms, hands, and knees can alleviate the pain associated with sciatica, often caused by pressure on the nerves around your SI joint, with pain radiating down your leg. Pelvic girdle pain is something different, and it might require some mindful experimentation to see what will be the most effective approach in your practice. The following are recommendations for pelvic girdle pain. When getting into bed, sit on the edge and keep your knees close together. Lie down on your side, lifting both legs at the same time, and reverse this to get up. Try not to attempt to pull yourself up from lying down on your back. Keep your knees together when rolling over in bed. Sleep with a pillow between your legs. Add more in other areas for support. When getting into your car, sit down first and then swing your legs, keeping them together. So all this is going to add stability. Avoid sofas and chairs that are too low or too soft, because that'll be too unstable again. Try to reduce the stress on the joint. Avoid any movement with your knees apart. That's good advice for a pregnant woman. Do your best. Take smaller steps when walking. Avoid stairs if possible. Take breaks. Move within the limits of pain. Avoid twisting, bending, or squatting. Similar to sciatic pain, there are a lot of possible causes for the pain, and you might find some of these recommendations are more helpful than others. Since pelvic girdle pain is associated with hypermobility and external rotation of the hips, you might try replacing cross-legged seat with virasana, that's kneeling, with a blocker cushion underneath your sit bones, feet to either side of your hips, as long as your knees are comfortable here. Squatting is recommended in a lot of prenatal instructional videos, including mine, because it does prepare you for birthing, but it's not appropriate for a lot of women for a variety of reasons. You could replace squatting in any sequence with Kegel or pelvic floor lifts in that kneeling position that Molly recommends. So when bending and in any yoga exercise, be aware of laxity, that's the extreme flexibility of your body, and make sure you are engaging your muscles and staying within your range of motion. So let Molly know if you want any additional information, or if you have any questions. You can leave your comments and questions below, because Molly will be available. She's really fantastic at responding to questions and comments. Although in the first few weeks of September, she might be a little busy with her new baby. And do check out her Facebook page and her website, which we'll put in the show notes as well. So thanks for a great question, Siri. It gave me a great opportunity to introduce you to just a really brilliant yoga teacher in Philadelphia. And we are just so honored and delighted to have her as a member of our community. And just to have her team teaching yoga philosophy with me on the membership site is such a gift. So thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Finding a great yoga class is becoming more costly and difficult. Now there's a better way to self-improvement in the privacy of your own home. Visit Dr. Melissa West at melissawest.com and start getting free weekly online videos. Real yoga for real people.